Hello everybody and welcome to the decks of the weekend. This is not Monday, it's Wednesday, but it's when I returned from my very long trip to Chicago, which took me away for 2 weeks. Then I lost my flight back, so I returned on Tuesday, and here I am telling you all about what happened this past weekend. I competed in the Pro Tour. I didn't do well at the Pro Tour itself, but I managed to win on Sunday the PTQ, so I qualified to Seattle. The deck I played was the Rakdos Vampires from Team Channel Fireball. The list that you see in front of me here, it's from the winner of the Pro Tour, Seth Manfield. My list was slightly different, but overall, this definitely makes sense to showcase the winners list. So, Pioneer is a format that seemed a little bit stale after the ban of Karn and the print of the Amalia combo. That one, kind of seemed to shake up a little bit things, but at the end of the day, it was Isa Phoenix, which was going to be the most popular deck, and it was by far the best deck of the format with a 56% win rate, even slightly ahead of Rakdos Vampire. Although the top 8 was very diverse, thankfully the Isa Phoenix were very popular in the top 16 bracket, but not too many in the top 8, so the top 8 was a good show with a lot of diversity, and the final between Seth Manfield on Rakdos Vampires versus the Player of the Year, Simon Nielsen, on Boris Prowess on his 4th consequent Pro Tour top 8, which is fantastic. Worlds, 3 Pro Tours and a Worlds in a row, top 8, which is something that nobody has ever done before. Yeah, so a fantastic final, honestly. Seth Manfield with his 4th Pro Tour win too, so incredible stuff. Yeah, so this is the deck that I played. It's basically Rakdos mid-range with this little touch of a combo. With Soaring -3, you put into play Vein Ripper. The ward is very powerful. Sometimes, like control deck just can't kill this card. I guess they have Super Inverted, but outside of that, this card can just take the game by itself since it doesn't die to removal. And whenever a creature die, so like often you just go Soaring into this, and the next turn you just win the game because you attack for 6 plus other creatures, and you can deal 3 to face plus the 2 from Vein Reaper, so that's 5. And if you already curved well enough with a turn 2 Bloodtide Harvester, that is very, very much damage. You're playing Cavern of Souls because most of your deck is Vampire, and that's really good against a lot of decks in the format. And yeah, Seth was playing 1 Shieldred. I didn't have that. I had a 3rd Legion Zealot in my deck, but again, very, very minor differences. So very, very cool deck, very powerful deck that spiked the price of Vein Ripper. You actually use a Mengucci Finance here. I did not buy these cards, and I don't plan to. Again, I don't know when that's the time I'll play Pioneer. I heard that the next RCQ season will play with Pioneer, so we'll see. Hopefully I'll manage to do well in Seattle, so I don't have to do that. But because the PT after Seattle is actually Modern with Modern Horizons 3 in Amsterdam, so we will see about that. Let's go over to Modern, because this past weekend there was also the Secretless Showdown, which had in the finals 4-color Omnath versus Domain Rhinos. I'm gonna show you both of these decks. This is the list by French, who split the promo Dark Ritual. That's worth thousands of dollars. That's a very cool event that happens during the Magic Con, the Secretless Showdown. I never really played it because I'm always trying to qualify to the Pro Tour, so I either play the Open or the PTQs and etc. But this is definitely a deck that attracts a lot of people. Yeah, so 4-color Omnath got the job done. This is a pretty stock list, I would say, and if you watch my content, you know I'm not a fan of this archetype, but happy to see it winning over the classic Cascade decks, which are everywhere. Actually, after this video I have to do the Modern Power rankings, and the Cascade decks will definitely be on top of that. Speaking of Cascade decks, here's the Domain Rhinos that split the final, and yeah, it's very similar to the one I made a video with. I guess I could do a video again of this deck since it's really, really hot topic, and just a couple of Fire Ice, and I think 1 more land than the other version. I think the stock version from LSV was 21 lands, 3 Fire Ice, and this is 22 plus 2. And it's playing the green-white Surveil land and the blue-red Surveil land, which are very popular these days. Actually, I didn't check. Let me see the 4-color Omnath mana base. Does it have any surveillance? No, it doesn't. Wow, okay, sure. So yeah, that's it for Modern. Let's go over to Standard, which had the 75k. That was the standard 75k at the Magic Con, which awarded also 8 Pro Tour invite. And the winner is probably the best deck creator of modern age. His name is their name is CFT Sock Ray Zhang. And what we have here is a 68 36 lands deck. This deck is super complicated. I actually made a league with it, and I lost twice to timer because this deck takes a lot of time on Magic Online, and paper it's definitely easier. You play 12 New Capenna common lands, and you play both Aftermath Analyst and Splendid Reclamation to get that back into play. Once you do that, if you have a Nissa Resurgenimus, which is legal in Standard because it comes from the Aftermath, you gain a lot of mana with all these lands because every time you reanimate one of these Capenna land, it comes to play, triggers Nissa, dies, you get a basic, trigger Nissa. So every one of these lands get to up to 2 mana as long as you have your basics. That's why you play over 60 cards, because you need to have all these lands. You play 3 Otawara, 4 Takenuma, a lot of these Capenna lands. And then once you do that, all the mana you are milling yourself, because Nissa gives you maybe Aftermath Analyst, you play it, you mill the Luge, you cast the Luge, you either cast a Traxa, or you can just go with Jace. You do have a combo in this deck, which is very obscure, but 11 of these Capenna lands plus Aftermath Analyst, you can reanimate them. They all die. You get 11 mana. Then you go. You have to have also Slogwork in play, because you go Otawara, bounce your Slogwork, and then you go Takenuma and reanimate the Aftermath Analyst. Slogwork gives you back Otawara and Takenuma, so you keep on doing this. You gain a lot of mana, and then you can go Jace, you can mill Jace, you can Takenuma Jace back. So in paper, it's I mean, I say 11 of these and it sounds like weird, but you actually do get that. You mill yourself quite consistently, especially in the longest matchup like Domain and Esper. So yeah, that's how you win. But again, on Magic Online is super weird, and on Arena I guess so, because it takes a long time. But in paper, I mean, you can just execute it to you. Once you explain that you're netting mana with your combo, you can just say I have infinite mana, and then you kill them with Jace, or honestly, just putting into play a Traxa with Otawara and Takenuma to protect it. It's usually enough. You have some sweepers in the form of Terror Tide and Path of Peril, which are very important in the format. You have Dreams of Steel and Oil. I've exiled the unlicensed nurse with this, but I don't know. Also, on Magic Online it's bugged, Echoing Deeps, but basically if you have Echoing Deeps in the graveyard with a Capenna land, you can cast Splendid Reclamation or reanimate your lands, and Echoing Deeps actually can copy one of the Capenna lands that's about to enter. That's how the rule works, don't ask me why. But on Magic Online it's bugged, and you actually cannot choose it, so... this is some more things that can happen. It's very common for the CFT Sock Brood to not work on Magic Online because they're so convoluted, and again, quite fantastic piece of art for this deck, which is definitely going to be part of my Pro Tour testing for Seattle. That's it for my deck of the weekend. Again, I hope you enjoyed the daily content despite I wasn't around. I returned today with the stream, so from today on you'll have updated leagues, updated content. So I hope you'll enjoy. I hope you will leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, press like, and I'll see you next time. Have a good day.